your best memory in international cricket. That could be on the field, anything that you have achieved, your best memory that you can, that you normally or quite often think about.
Best memory, there are quite few memories. One is debuting for my country. That was the memory, which I will always have in my mind. And then taking 7 wickets against West Indies, that was a different day for me. But overall, which the day I will never forget is the day where I was called Player of the Decade, and that
Absolutely.
day, was not only for my whole country. Someone from Afghanistan to be called a Player of the Decade is not an easy and a small thing, but it's a big achievement that someone who just play half of the decade and to be called. I think that is on top of all the achievements I have, and which will be in my mind and also in the mind of the whole Afghanistan forever. And it was not only my achievement for whole country. It's a big thing, to celebrate.
Absolutely. I mean, as you said, it was a shared achievement for all of us. We started our T20 journey in 2010, the first World Cup we played, and then getting a Player of the Decade award at the end of the decade. It's exceptional. So hats off to you. And yeah, it was a moment of pride and achievement for not only for the cricket fraternity, but as a nation as a whole. And just to add to that, what would be your lowest moment on the field? So, maybe you had a bad day on the field, and
Yeah,
anything kind of.
definitely. Everyone is having those bad days, and that bad days, teach you so many things, and that makes you stronger in future. And that is something, sometimes some players hate those bad days, but to be honest, I love those days because that days teaches me a lot. Good
Mhm.
days will not teach you, but that day teach you, and that day teach you what are the areas you are weak and what are the areas you need to make it stronger and stronger. Definitely the day which I had in 2016 World Cup against South Africa, where I was smashed out 50 runs in 4 overs. AB de Villiers, he hit me for 29 runs. That taught me so many things. Next time I'm bowling to him, what will be my mindset? What are the areas I need to improve
You
while
did get
bowling?
him out in the IPO.
Yeah, but I think that day taught me, like, what are the
There was a build
areas
up to that, yeah.
I did. If I wasn't hit that day, I wouldn't be thinking that I have this weakness. I would
Indeed.
be like, I'm very strong. I can. But that day taught me, like, what should I do in this bad day, and what are the areas I need to improve. And also the day in 2019 World Cup where against England I was scored like 108 or something. But I came up while bowling to Indian team, 10 overs, 36, 1 wicket. I think that was something like which has given me so many things to learn. And yeah, those bad days, and also when we lost against Pakistan in that World Cup, I think that day was a day where I was thinking I could have done better than what I have done. And but still, these days, these moments teaches you so many things to make you strong.
Absolutely.
And definitely, we will have lots of opportunities in future, and we will try our best to not lose them and make the country more proud.
Indeed, indeed, and it's part of the game. And as you said, the amount of learning you get to learn from the failures is absolutely enormous, and it actually make you think of what it requires to be successful. So yeah, I totally agree with that. If I ask you your two favorite international wickets, it could be outside international games for Afghanistan, but as long as um, you know it's something that you've thought up, for example, let's say in the leagues, it could be international or league. So your two best, or your two favorite wickets.
It's pretty hard to say two because I always have had in the mind that who are the
I
players
was
I would
actually
be.
going to ask one, but you can say two.
Uh, every bowler would be so proud of taking those wickets. The legends, wicket of MS Dhoni in
Mhm.
I national, like, when we played in 2019 World Cup. I think his wicket is a very, it's tough for the spinner to take his wicket because he's pretty good playing spin, and also wicket of Virat.
Mhm.
Which I took is something because he's a kind of player, he won't hit you for sixes. He will hit you like, for singles, doubles, and boundaries. And those batsmen are very hard to get the wicket. But I
Mhm.
think those, you know, I
I
feel
think,
proud of them in my pocket.
yeah, I think you got Virat and ABD on the same day in IPL, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes,
Mm.
yeah, ABD, Virat, and I got 3 wickets, Moin Ali as well. But
Yes,
yeah, but it's a big thing, getting
indeed,
those big
absolutely.
T20 is a big achievement.
Yeah, yeah. Cricket venue or ground that is close to your heart.
Adelaide, Adelaide. Oh, that ground is Adelaide Oval is one of the best I have ever played, and especially the New Year night when we're playing there is one of the best night. And whole year that night I'm always like super excited about that. The firework we have after the game, and the fans they coming that night, the celebrating, the cheering for the team is absolutely one of the best night in that ground. And also in the Lords, these two grounds are very, very close to me.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about Adelaide, especially the New Year night, and it'll be good to experience it one day, hopefully. Um,
Hopefully.
if you had to learn or take one quality from the following people, what would it be? Ken Williamson, Sachin Tendulkar, and Muralidharan.
Ken Williamson, I would love to take his calmness and
Mhm.
cool and calm he is. That is something which I think I don't have. Sometimes I lose
Cool.
my, and that is something which you make the mistakes as well. I would love to take, and Sachin, his timing. I think that is something which I will love to have. The way he was timing the ball and the way he was playing, and also Morley. I will take calmness as well, Morley, because the calmness he had in the Test cricket was unbelievable. He took 800 wickets, and that need
Exactly.
lot.
The patience.
That is a kind of patient. I can say patient. Like I will
Mm.
need patient, and 800 wickets is not an easy job. But definitely, if I play a longer format game, long format for Afghanistan, definitely that patient will be key for my success, and definitely Muralitharan patient will be something which I love to get.
I was actually watching one of his interviews about you, and he was answering a question about coaching you, I think. And if I can remember correctly and recall, he said that Rashid doesn't need any sort of coaching. What does that mean to you as a player?
Yeah, he that is something which really changed my mind. For the first year when I met him, and he saw me bowling in the nets, and he came up to me and he said, do you know you have more skills than me? You have more skills in talent than me. But
It's a great compliment.
yeah, and that was something which totally changed my mind. Someone like Morley who has taken so many wickets in internationally, he thinks about you like that. It's a big thing to have it as a spinner. And he just said to me like, you need to be calm and cool in each and every condition. Either it's in your way or your opposite. You have to be relaxed and cool. And it's a bad day, you have to accept that, learn from that, and come back stronger. And that is something you need to have it for long of time. And he said, I cannot teach you your skills wise and things. You are far better than me, but you just need to be mentally very strong for every situation you face. And that is something which I have in my mind. Even I have discussed this with the Shane Warne as well. He never says something that you should bring this quality, these skills. He always said that calmness and coolness in that passion, and the mentally strong is something which will help you to play a longer career.